Inspired by divine teachings, we come together to listen to stories about Jesus, our beloved Master and Brother. We come together as one, as we gathered in His name. Today's teachings come from the book Jesus in the Home by the spirit Neio Lucio, psychographed by the medium Xavier. Chapter 25, A Visit from Truth. On a certain occasion, the Master said that only the truth would set people free. And maybe because he was unable at first to grasp the vast extent of that statement, Peter asked him during the home worship service, "Lord, what is truth?" An enigmatic look appeared on Jesus' face, and he answered, "Complete truth is complete divine light." However, mankind is still far from being able to bear its sublime brightness. But perceiving that the fisherman was eager for further enlightenment, the heavenly friend thought for a few minutes and then replied, "In a dark cave where the daylight never entered, there lived a devout man who prayed for divine assistance. He claimed to be the unhappiest of men. However, in his blindness, he felt he was better off than everyone else. He complained about the stench of the place where he lived. 'The contaminated air is suffocating me,' he cried pitifully. He begged for a door that would set him free and would lead him to the light of day. He claimed to be strong, capable, and useful. Why was he stuck here in this painful seclusion? He wept and hollered, laying bare his afflictions and demands. What were the reasons for him being forced to live in that unbearable environment? When our Father saw this son making incessant pleas amid rebelliousness and bitterness, he was deeply touched and sent faith to him. This sublime virtue exhorted him to trust in the future and to persist in prayer. The wretched man felt somewhat consoled, but in no time at all, he went back to his complaining. He wanted to escape from the dung heap, and since his tears increased even more, the Almighty sent hope to him. This emissary wiped his perspiring brow and spoke to him about the eternality of life, trying to dry his desperate tears. For this, he asked for his calmness, resignation, and strength. The poor man appeared to get better, but after a few hours, he went back to lamenting. "I can't breathe," he claimed in despair. Sympathetic, the Lord decided that charity should pay him a visit. This new messenger caressed and fed him, and spoke kind words to him, as if it were an unselfish mother. Even so, because the miserable man continued his shouting in rebelliousness, the compassionate Father then sent truth to him. When this bearer of knowledge made itself visible in the form of a great light, the unfortunate man saw himself for what he really was, and he was stricken with dread. His body was a monstrous mass of pustulous sores from head to toe, and he realized, to his horror, that he was in fact the very cause of the unbearable environment in which he lived. The poor man trembled and staggered about, and noting that serene truth had opened the door to his freedom, he was horrified of himself. Without any courage to think about healing himself, rather than looking his visitor straight in the eye in order to learn how to cleanse and purify himself, he ran off in terror in search of another cave where he could hide the misery that he alone had caused. The master paused at length and then said, "This is what happens to most people when faced with reality. They feel they have the right to receive all of the eternal Father's blessings, and they cry out loudly, begging for heaven to help them. When they are aided by faith, hope, or charity, they are at first consoled, and then they become disconsolate. They believe and then disbelieve, feeling timid, angry, and hesitant. However, when truth shines down on them, revealing the real state they are in, they are usually quick to run off in search of dark hiding places where they can cultivate their disillusion. I pray and hope that after listening to these messages, these beautiful stories of Jesus, we may encounter the truth within us. But instead of running away and hiding, today I pray that God helps us face the truth of who we are, accept it, embrace it, and keep on loving ourselves, loving one another, and loving God above all. So be it.